So let me ask you. Right before we went on the air, you told me some other news, which I think is super cool as well. Because again, we're friends. You're crushing it lately. You're just absolutely just throwing down, crushing it left and right. Giant crazy ad campaign that's getting national, international press as well. New movie coming out. TED Fellow last year, like going just crushing on the TED circuit left and right. However, there's another thing that I wasn't aware of this, but you actually have coming out. I believe you said in April. You have a book coming out, right? Tell us about the book.
I do. I did this crazy thing where I made a movie, and wrote a book at the same time, and it's not recommended, but it's called How to Make White People Laugh. It comes out May 24th. It's actually available for pre-order right this very second on Amazon, and I guess other places where books are ordered. And it looks like a book. You know what I mean? It's a book. I wrote a book, which is crazy to me because I just,
it doesn't look like a hat. It's actually an actual book in paper form and
yes.
all types of things. There's a cover.
Yeah, there's pages inside of it. There's words on those. It's weird. Yeah, and it's a memoir meets social justice comedy manifesto, in which I talk about, race and being Muslim and being not black or white, but this whole other category, and just trying to broaden the race discussion. But it's a comedy. The whole thing is also ridiculous. Some people are like, "What would you describe it as?" And I was like if Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote a book on race, but it was like way less beautiful. Far less insightful but funny. Maybe that. So yeah, I think it's and I think for me, because I have a master's degree in African American studies, and don't we all? And
I got one in my back pocket here.
And so I think for me, it's always been like, in high school and growing up, I grew up in Southern California. I was like really obsessed with, Mexican culture. And then in college and grad school, I was obsessed with, black culture, but also like just the black struggle more than anything. I was just really interested in the struggle of minority groups. And I think it was because they had these identifiable struggles. They had their Cesar Chavez or their Frederick Douglass or these names that came up historically for them in this country, fighting for their issues. But I didn't have the same kind of iconic structure for myself. So I glommed onto these larger minority groups because they were recognized. They even had TV shows, you know what I mean? Like I grew up on a different world. And those kinds of cultural products became, iconic, except for, and to the point where I was like, I'm a part of those, and ended up in an African American Studies program, where, people would be like, you're actually, just so you know, like, you're not black. And I never thought that I was. Like, I wasn't Rachel Dolezal-ing through the situation or anything like that. But I was very committed. And then this is in the post 9/11 world where it was sort of like, oh, I could actually do something for a group of people that need my help, specifically, while still, and I still fight for immigrant rights, and I'll still be part of the black struggle, and I'll still be part of the Mexican-American struggle, whatever struggle that needs me. But I finally have kind of figured out that that the particular category I'm in, and that a lot of Americans fit into it, and we don't necessarily get recognized. There's black, there's white, but there's this whole other third thing.